So the head coach of the Black Stars, OTTO'S Addo, has announced a squad, 25-man squad for Ghana's AFCON qualifiers, double header between Sudan and familiar face. In today's edition, we're going to talk about a few things we learned from the squad and his announcement at the press conference. I've been fortunate to be joined by our good friend Jijo here. Jijo was there with us at the press conference. But as always, if today is your first time, hit on the subscription button so that we can build this community together. Jijo, thanks for joining us. Let's go straight into it. You were there with Tuado, you watched him. What do you make of the squad, first of all?
I think it's a great squad, and it has been consistent for some time now, and I really like that about him. I think now we can clearly see we have the core of the Black Stars, and I think we are not having a lot of injuries these days, and it's helping. So the coach do not have to make any rash decisions in terms of selecting players here and there. But it's a very good collab for the Black Stars. For the first time as well, we are seeing some local players. I think the outfield players, apart from the goalkeeper, that we know Frederick Asari has been in the team for some time now. Now we also have an outfield player and a left back who is in the team, and it's very good for the local league as well.
Let's look at Jiku coming back. How important would he be in the team?
Jiku has been instrumental for the Black Stars for some time now. He's a very good player. Looking at not just his skills in terms of skill set as a player, but also his leadership skills and also what he brings on board into that back line. We need someone who can command the defense, who can lead from the back, and also give us that solidity that we need as a team. But looking at what OTTO'S has done with this Black Star setup now, we can clearly, even with not having the squad, we know who starts in that back line, because it's always going to be Juku and Salisu pair. And we also know that if the fullbacks are fit, it's going to be Tariq Lamptey and Gideon Mensah. So I think also in post, we know it's going to be at TCG. So with that back line for some time now, it has been consistent. And I think that is one good positive thing we can say with this team, that we have a back five that we can rely on and it's more consistent. The only problem is that if one of them is missing, we have a challenge in replacing them.
I think that's the challenge, because we've struggled making the adjustments. I think Abdul Moment didn't really do bad. We need to give him more playing time to have the confidence to replace either Salisu or Jiku, whoever is not fit to play. And I think it's very important, because if you are building a team, you always need to make sure that the backup players are as good as the starters. Salisu having a very good form. I think for the first time in quite a while, they're going to have Salisu in the national team when he's performing very well for his club side. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think he has been really, really good for Monaco this season. He has been fantastic. Scoring a goal in the Champions League for the first time was also instrumental for his team to get a draw against Dynamo Zagreb. A very good lad at the back for Monaco this season. I really expect him to give us such good performances in the Black Stars. But it hasn't been. For me, I have my own personal reservations about Mohamed Salisu in the Black Stars set. He has a little bit of problem in terms of leading from the back, because in that game against Niger, and also against Angola as well, he was the one at the back with Abdul Moment. So he was supposed to be the leader of the team at the back, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a performance that anybody could say he did really well. But I think he needs to improve as time goes on. I want to see more from him and the Black Stars, they say.
I think he's becoming a senior player in the team.
Yes, he's one of our most reliable centre backs at the moment. Apart from Jiku, the person you look at this is Salisu. So I think in terms of African football, we need leadership a whole lot, because 1 second, just one moment, everything could go wrong. And you need these people who can psych the players up, who can talk to people around them, who can also tell them, shout at them if possible, that hey, there's danger. You have to step up. You don't have to lose concentration. And now the African game, we don't have any minnows. Back those days that you face teams and you say, oh, Sudan, you have to you score them. Now everybody's good. Even Comoros, the likes of Mozambique here and there, Angola are fantastic on the continent now. They have players playing for Atletico Madrid. These are teams that you will give you tough time if you are not at your very best. So I think they need to bring that club form into the national team. Now, one thing is Kwesi Appiah's Sudan, when facing any team on the continent, everybody will worry about facing Sudan at the moment because they are playing some very good football on the continent. Not just if Sudan is going to face South Africa today, they'll be worried. If Sudan is going to face Nigeria today, they'll be worried. If Sudan is going to face Egypt today, Egypt will be worried. So I don't think it's only with the Black Stars. The Black Stars is only worried because we know that the person who is going to play us really knows us more, and he's a Ghanaian as well, and he also has a lot of experience coaching the senior national team, not just in a Ghanaian, but a Ghanaian who has played and coached the national team on subsequent occasions, and he has delivered. So I think the Sudanese side in general is a team that will pose a huge threat to this Black Star setup. But the only problem that we are having now is that OTTO'S Addo himself, I'm really glad he's not trying to associate the Kwesi Appiah factor. The reason why I'm glad is that it makes him feel we have to do it on our own. Sometimes you want to look at what your opponent brings on board and try to solve that problem. But you want to say that, okay, I have this that I want to do.
Take the lead, do what you want to do.
And this is how I want the game to go. This is how I want to approach the game. And this is how I want to win the game. Take the game to them and let them fix you. Let them try to stop you. You trying to you get what I'm trying to say. You trying to stop what they're going. You trying to think of what Kwesi Appiah will do to the team. You trying to think of what weaknesses do I have that Kwesi Appiah is trying to exploit. Then taking the game to them. Take the game to them. You are the big team there. No matter how good Kwesi Appiah and Sudanese side are, the Black Stars, you are the biggest, one of the biggest names in terms of football on the African continent, and you can't take that away from us. So, good, approach the game as you are the favorite to win the game. Approach the game, you are playing at home as well, and you have the home support. And with that, I think we can edge them. I think it's a mentality switch that the players also need to have, not just the manager. The players also need to have that mentality switch that we are capable of doing this and we are going to win the game.
Let's talk about one thing that I also picked again, which is he admitting that against Niger was bad. I like coaches that watch their team play football and they are open to agree that this ball they really know play well. I think that part is that part going to help their team? I think it will help their team to be able to fix it because it starts from there. Those are the highlights I picked from his press conference, that he admitted that against Angola, they were good, but sometimes you play good football, you lose. But against Niger, they were not good. There are certain things the boys needs to work on, their mentality and all those things. If you have a national team coach or a coach who looks into you and looks in your eye and say, here we didn't perform well, good sign, isn't it?
It's a good sign. I think he made mention of the discipline in the team and how they can defend as a unit. And I think I really like that about his press conference today. He really mentioned the fact that it's about mentality and they all need to defend together like a monster team. He may use the word monster if I'm not mistaken. So I think OTTO'S Addo was right there. And I'm really glad he saw the weaknesses of the team in that game against Niger. Admitted that weaknesses as well. Some people may see it, but may not admit it to the public. For him to admit it to the public is a very good sign of a good manager ahead. But the only problem here is the actions you take to solve those problems. That is what I want to see. How proactive will you be on the day? You know, sometimes you want to still stick with the people you have and say, oh, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Go out there, go and prove me wrong. Then when they don't prove you wrong, then try to do in-game substitutions and try to fix the problem they've created already, which I don't want to see. On the get-go, fix the problem on the get-go. If you notice the player giving you the problem, don't go and tell the player, oh, you have to improve. So in the next game, I'm still giving you the opportunity. This is the problem. You've seen the problem. Go and solve it. No.
Yeah, because he said he saw some of the players who were very bad, and he went to them, like he visited them man on man and just had a conversation with them. You feel like if the player no good, drop him.
Yes. Just put it. Make you no worry. Then try. No, just change the player. Put in a. That is what I think a lot of managers in the modern game are finding challenges to do. The best managers just move on, and do something different. Whether it works or not, it's on them. You know, sometimes people want to let the players take the blame. But when you move on from them, then everybody's points at you, right? So they don't want that. They want you to say, "Oh, I'm using this player,
and it's not working, and it's the player's fault."
It's the player's fault. No, you move away.
Make a bold decision.
Make that bold decision, and let's see what you have. And it has to be proactive. On the get-go, your first starting 11 should be a starting 11 that you know that you solved the problems that you saw in the previous year. So it has to be a proactive one, and I think the weaknesses are a lot, so he has to do more.
Well, let's see what happens. Ghana. So the changes is that the Ghana game is not more Friday. It's going to be the Thursday. DFA says the players are expected to arrive on Monday. Tuesday they start training. Wednesday they train for the last time, and then Thursday they play football. Let me know what you think about this squad. My name, as usual, is the Lally Frank. On to meet again. Bye bye for now.